Okay, excellent. Well done, guys. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is we're going to take the process a little bit further. We're going to look at what you need to have in place. In other words, if you want to prepare to create an effective multi-channel communication strategy, what needs to be in place? So what we want to do is we need to just, obviously, when you're communicating with customers, if we're going to talk transformation, or we're going to talk and we're going to mention to them what the undesirable state is or what the desirable state is once they've utilized your product is, we obviously need to have an understanding of exactly what that is. So the first thing is you must have a deep understanding about the positive transformation that your customers can expect as a result of using your product or service. So let's just dig into that a little bit. You obviously realize, and should I rather say, here's the challenge that a lot of salespeople have is, we're experts at feature dumping. But here's the challenge. Your customers do not buy the features of your product. They buy the transformation that your product offers. In other words, they're in an undesirable state and they buy your product to move them from that undesirable state to a desirable state. Let's just look at a simplistic example. Let's say, for example, let's look in the drive industry, the gearbox industry, for example. Let's say one of your customers' plant breaks down. The undesirable state is that their plant is not functioning. So by using you or your organization to provide a repair service or provide a new gearbox, what you're doing is you're transforming their position from an undesirable state, non-operating plant, by utilizing your product or service to buy a new gearbox. You transform them, you get the plant up and running again, you move them into a more desirable state. So we need to be very careful, or should I rather say, we need to have a deep understanding of what is the transformation. Forget about the features. What you really want is you want to be able to talk to your customers in terms of the change, the positive change that will happen when they choose to use, or should I rather say, choose to form a mutually beneficial supply partnership with you and your organization. Cool. So we need to know what the transformation is. Secondly, you must make any improvements that you need to your products or services to ensure that they indeed offer the exact transformation that your customers desire. So as you know, we obviously have a lot of existing products and services. But the challenge comes, okay, now let's think about Blockbuster's video as an example, right? So Blockbusters, they had all these locations all over the world where you had to get in your car, drive to Blockbuster's video, select a video, hire the video, take it home, watch the video, bring it back to the store, and if you were late, they would give you a fine. So Blockbusters didn't look at what the market wanted. So they didn't look at the transformation that their customers wanted. So their customers still wanted to watch movies, but they just wanted to consume them in a different way. So up pop Netflix, and Netflix says you can watch a movie on demand, you'll never get a fine, in your home, you never need to leave your home. What a better option. So as you know, Blockbusters went out of business because they were inflexible. They weren't looking at what their market wanted, they rather said, that's what we got, take it or leave it. So that's what I want to, just at this juncture, say to you, look at your product or service, but more importantly, when you do that monthly, remember we do that monthly SWOT analysis. So when we do that monthly SWOT analysis, look at your markets, look what's going on at your customers, get a deep understanding of what's changed, both positively and negatively, and are the products that you currently provide, are they providing the level of transformation, or are they delivering the value that you actually need to deliver? In other words, are you the new Netflix that's understood those change needs of your customers, or are you that Blockbusters that's sitting there and going, well, you know, we've got all these places, that's the way we do business, our customers better adapt. Well, here's the thing, your customers don't adapt to you, you need to adapt to your customers. So I get the fact that being a sales professional means that you don't necessarily control the scope, the type, the range of products that you offer, but you've got to sell what you have. So don't just accept that the products that you are providing are perfect. Keep looking. And even though you may not have the authority to make those changes, you should still highlight those things to your leadership, to your sales leadership, to your organizational leadership, and make them aware that these are the changes going on in your market. Your products are kind of doing the job, but if you could make some excellent recommendations, like, guys, if we introduce, let's say, for example, let's go back to the drive industry, to the gearbox industry. Let's say, for example, there's certain maintenance contracts or processes that you see, you identify at your customers. You go, if we introduced this new maintenance schedule or this new maintenance contract process, it would be fantastic. Or some change that is going to help improve the transformation that my customers expect. Keep your eyes open all the time. Your job is to become aware of it and to highlight those things to your leadership before it becomes a challenge. And then the third thing you want to do is you must be able to describe in detail why your customers should choose your organization over any other. Here's the wrap, guys. Customers do not buy your features. They don't even buy your organization. Yes, of course, if you work for an organization that is a premium brand, yeah, they're definitely going to look at that. But at the end of the day, what your customers, they're not buying your brand. They're buying what your product can do for them. So they're buying the transformation, the value. So you need to constantly be asking the question, what am I doing for my customers? In other words, this is the product I provide, and it will do the following for you. You will be able to move from a place of where you're not happy to a place where you are happy. And what's going to make you happy is either our product or service. We need to talk about the transformation, because your customers do not buy your products or services. They buy what they can do for them. And I'm sure you've heard the little saying, what's in it for me? Because that's what your customers buy. They buy what's in it for them, not what the product is. They buy what the product does. So that's the reason your organization exists. Your organization exists to provide transformation. So your product or your service is merely a conduit. It's merely the means of providing that positive transformation. So think about it. What is the reason your organization exists? What is the additional value? What is your differential advantage? What is the reason that your customers should choose you and not your competitors? You see, we want to build a narrative. We want to build a story. We want to be able to explain to our customers why should they choose us. Not in a few bullet points, but we want to be able to have a conversation. We want to be able to engage our customers. We want to be able to talk to our customers in a conversational way, telling them stories. Because remember, people don't remember facts. People remember how you made them feel, and they always remember the story that you've told them. And then finally, you must be certain that you are crystal clear around who your perfect customer is. In other words, who is your tribe? Guys, it is so easy to sell a perfect solution to a customer who needs exactly that. So understand, once you know who your tribe is, you're going to qualify them according to their location, maybe their size, definitely according to your transformation. So you want to have a look in the marketplace, and you've got to say, okay, so our current services offers this transformation. Which customers in the marketplace would be, or should I say, require that transformation? Do you see, when you're selling products to people who need exactly what you're selling, sales becomes simple. And that's the whole idea. When you're learning, when you're acquiring new skills, the whole concept is I want to find the easiest way to sell. How much easier can it be to sell the perfect product to somebody who needs just that? That is your tribe. So what we want to do is we want to identify a perfect customer. There's a whole lot of criteria, and All of it's described in detail in the module, but go through it and you've got to make sure that you've got all of these things in place. You've got to know, what is the positive transformation I offer? You need to know, are there any improvements, changes that I need to make to my product to make sure that it's still a perfect fit? And you need to understand what your customers, why should they choose you and your organization? What value, what differential advantage do you offer? Why should they choose you and your organization and not your competitors? You see, your customers are going to ask you that question. If you don't know the answer, you're going to stumble and stutter. But if you can have that on the tip of your tongue and you can tell them exactly why they should choose your organization, not your competitors, it just makes selling so much easier. And then finally, we need to know, who is your perfect customer? Who is your tribe? Once you know who your tribe is, you get all of these factors in place. Now you're ready. You've got all the background information. You've got everything you need to start developing an effective multi-channel sales engagement strategy.